Good evening, Greg here, burning at both ends, burning on the back end of Thursday at 11:52 p.m. Pacific. It is the 8th of November, 2018, and happy birthday to Ed. Ed turned 71 today. That's awesome. I had a great call with Ed this afternoon, but I really want to focus on the call I just had with David, another man of my circle. And David called to talk about the Code of Honor. So the Code of Honor is a set of, I guess, guidelines or guides. I don't say rules, but kind of, it's just like a way to live. And so there's a link down in the description. If you go down there in Code of Honor, there's a really good description. I highly recommend reading the whole thing. It's just it's really intense and deep and really powerful, I find. And as part of the men's team, we live by the code. And so David is new to the circle. I've been in the circle about 8 or 9 years now. And so he was kind of calling me to learn about the code and hear my experiences. And it was interesting because when the call started, I was definitely like, oh, he's calling to talk to me. I'm the expert. Let me lecture. Let me pontificate, if you will. By the way, I had to look that word up just to make sure I was using it right, and I was surprised I was. So anyway, and very early in the call, I was like, you know what? Stop being like a pompous butthead, and listen to this man. This man definitely has something to teach me. And so very early, I switched my mindset, and I'm glad I caught it. I got into listening mode. And I got into a mode where I'm like, this man has something to teach me, so let me make sure I pick it up. And we had a great conversation over an hour just talking about 3 of the tenets of the code. And what was interesting for me, what came up a lot, were a lot of these other topics that I ents about, that I YouTube about, infinite game, patience, persistence, discipline, all these things. And one of the coolest parts of the call was at the way end when because we got on the topic of infinite game and how when you're playing when I'm playing the infinite game it really affects how I choose to act, right? I'm thinking long term, I'm acting long term, and I was able to at the end of the call point to both my 9 to 5 and my side hustle and and really explain how I use the infinite game to kind of help myself decide what to do and how to take action, right? So by 9 to 5, I'm managing these projects. We're in month 2 or 3 of probably 2 years of projects, and so we're very early, but I'm looking to put things in place for long term. Like right now, we're working heavily on these specifications for these very large procurements, and I know that it's like spending extra time now, even if it takes an extra month or 2 to get them out, it's going to be so worth it if we're sure to get it right, because then when these things show up a year or year and a half from now, we know that what's going to show up is what we're going to want. That's like infinite game. It's as opposed to hurrying to get the procurement out for almost no good reason and then being upset a year from now when things show up and it's not what we want. So that's how infinite game, is played with these projects is, long-term thinking, just planning for 2 years out, putting systems in place, putting processes in place. I mentioned last night how I have a lot of like personal processes in my project management style, and just getting in the discipline of doing those daily. And so that was one. And then the other is Fundraise Up, my side hustle. And how I'm in it for the long term, for the long haul. I was just going over an investor deck tonight, and we're talking about our 6-year plan, and I'm just really psyched that to be part of it. Where and I didn't even realize how early we are in the Fundraise Up process here in the overall startup. I mean, we're really an early launch. And I'm excited to be positioned here, and it looks it's a great team, and really enjoy the work. I'm really enjoying all these nonprofits that I'm meeting. It's just fantastic. Oh yeah, and by the way, I had this thought on the way into the garage tonight. I had YouTubed about a $30 million goal by the end of the year, which I don't want to say I'm not going to hit it, but I do think it's unreasonable, and that was also my ignorance in the whole space, and I've learned a lot since then, and I've learned that, like right now, most nonprofits are executing their plan, their campaigns, their fundraising plans that they've been putting together all year. Because November and December see about 50% of all donations of the year. And December is about a third of all donations, right? So Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. That's a big day. And then December, and especially like the last 5 days of December, a lot of people for tax reasons, right? And so what I learned is that, so a lot of these companies are executing the plan that they've been building all year. And so now is not a time for them to be like reviewing new systems to put in place. But it's a great time for us to get the word out and to build awareness and to begin those conversations. And, what I think is going to happen then is as the year clicks over and everyone from nonprofit world kind of takes a deep breath in January and then kind of gets ready for the next big push, I think, kind of toward the end of winter, in springtime is when, a lot of these folks are going to be ready to have these conversations. Excuse me. Pardon me about that. Some bubbly water here. I have to say, I can't believe how awesome these lemons are from this tree. They're so unique and so wonderful. Actually, I'm so spoiled with these lemons. They're so good that I can't really have a regular lemon anymore. It just doesn't taste as good. That's a rough life I have. Anyway, so I'm still pursuing this $30 million goal. I'm still hitting it hard. I'm still just really excited and meeting lots of people and pushing lots of people and getting contacts and following up and just doing the discipline and the patience and persistence and long-term thinking. But then again, the reality is kind of starting to set in that, okay, there's a little, more patience is needed. So we will definitely just put that in place. And so it was a great call with David. Really powerful how we wrapped, and I really appreciated that he complimented me on giving those examples of my 9-to-5 and my side hustle as far as how I'm applying the infinite game to my life. And he appreciated hearing that, and that was just a huge compliment to me, and I really enjoyed hearing that. It made me feel real good. So yeah, and infinite game, that's a big piece of my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur. This is what this channel is all about. This is what I'm doing. So subscribe if you like what you hear. Comment down below if there's anything I can do to help. Please ask. I'd love to do my best. And so check out the links down below. The code of honor is down there. A bunch of other good stuff. The beat in the background, is written by G Money, my alter ego. Sorry, the little nose rub sidetracked me there. So my alter ego. I've been playing drums for a while, so I write these beats. Check them out on SoundCloud if you like that kind of thing. And I think that's about it. I think we will wrap there. So thanks for watching. Get some rest here. Wake up tomorrow. It's Friday. Friday's a great day to get away. Get ahead. Not get away. Get ahead. Well, I guess if you're doing a long weekend, you can get away, but get ahead, right? A lot of folks relax on Friday, so it's a great day to kind of push a little harder. Light it up, crush it, inspire folks, do great things, and I will end you in the morning.